Hi, my name is Joshua Likes, and I want to take a few minutes to explain a personal project that I've been working on, which I'm calling Surround OS. Surround OS is a virtual reality workspace environment that allows you to do all of your favorite computing tasks in virtual reality, whether that's web browsing, or writing, or listening to music. The footage you see of Surround OS in this video is of an early prototype that I've been working on the past few months, and that I hope to eventually release to the public once more work has been done. Why would you want to use Surround OS when you probably already have several other devices you can use to do personal computing things? Well, I remember a time a couple of years ago when I was working on a digital landscape painting. To work on this painting, I needed to be able to see the actual painting I was working on in Photoshop, the photo I was using for reference, some other websites with some tips on how to paint trees, and I also wanted to be able to play my music in the background and reference a to-do list I had showing me the next steps for my painting. One particular night, I had all these things up and spread across like 5 different physical screens and devices, which is a ridiculous number of devices. How does Surround OS fit into all of this? Well, whereas today you would either need my 5-screen setup or maybe have one device but continually switch between windows, in virtual reality, you can take advantage of the 360-degree space around you. What that means is that you can see all of the apps that you need to reference all at the same time, all without having to switch between windows. To use Surround OS, you put on a VR headset such as Oculus Rift, and you control the interface with a normal keyboard and mouse. After logging in, you find yourself immersed in a modern room environment with a familiar dock interface showing all of the apps that you can launch. Once you start launching apps, you have the ability to pick one of several different zones around you to hold each app. And once you start getting multiple apps up, you can easily move apps around until you have that perfect arrangement. And maybe you don't like the environment that you see by default. Well, in that case, you can change it to any number of other environments which come loaded with Surround OS. Now, this all helps with things like that painting dilemma that I described before, but I really think that Surround OS could help with many other situations as well. For instance, maybe you're a blogger and you want to be able to have that blog post you're writing up at the same time as some research you're doing on Google and a preview of that final post that you're trying to produce. Or maybe you're coding a website and you want to have up the code that you're working on, plus some sites with some tips on how to write the code, plus the final website that is the output of the work that you're doing. Even if you're not trying to be some kind of crazy productivity power user, I can imagine many situations where it'd be useful to have multiple windows up at the same time. Like maybe you're just kind of browsing the internet and you want to have your music up in one window and your email in another. I've had a ton of fun working on this project up to now. Now, as I said before, Surround OS at this moment is just a very early prototype, and there's a lot of work that would need to be done before I can release it to the public. But if you want to learn more about Surround OS, or potentially even hear about opportunities to try it early, you can head to surroundos.com, where there is more information about how to contact me and how to receive email updates. Thanks, and I really hope to hear from many of you soon.